Tanya, is the news true? I heard that you got engaged. This is so huge. I just wanted to give you a huge congratulations on that.
Wait, what? And just who did you hear that from? I want names right now. Just who gave you that information about me getting married, huh? Because I certainly know that I wasn't the one who told you about that.
Your father told me, of course, so I just wanted to text you and say congratulations on that.
I don't remember asking for any kind words from you, thank you very much. But if you really want to show how happy you are for me, you can go ahead and send me some money.
Tanya, come now. You know you don't need to talk to me like this. I mean, I've been married to your father and known you for years now. I just wanted to say something nice about your engagement.
Do you really think that just because you married my dad, that makes you my mom or something?
Now, Tanya, I understand that you don't see me as your mother, but we aren't going to sit here and pretend like I haven't taken care of you for a long time. So I don't see what the big deal is if I just want to congratulate you on something you were doing anyways.
I don't care about how you try and slice this. The fact of the matter is that you aren't my mom, and you never, ever will be. The only mother in the world that I have is the woman who gave birth to me. Got it?
I still don't understand how you can be like this when we've been together like this for so long. You really still haven't changed after all this time? You still hate me that much?
Oh, if anything, I hate you much more now than when you were first married to my dad. I still can't believe that he ended up with a woman like you. Even to this day, I still don't know what he was thinking. I honestly just wish that he would have stayed divorced if I knew he was going to marry you.
I see. Well, I guess I didn't realize just how strongly you felt about all of this.
And unlike you, my mom is a nice and beautiful woman. She's the kind of person you can tell is a mom just by looking at her. Basically, she's the exact opposite of the fat, ugly pig that you are.
Well, I'm sorry if you have a problem with the way that I look, but even so, I hoped that we could still be friends.
You're always saying that, and you still just don't get that I'm not interested. So why don't you quit trying to force us to come together and be friends, huh? It really just makes me sick. Even Dad is always trying to get us to spend more time together, and I hate it. I am really just sick of it.
Well, okay then. If it really upsets you that badly, then I won't try and force being friends with you anymore. But I just hope that this doesn't mean you feel that you have to look at me like I'm some kind of enemy either. I mean, I'm not even really sure what I did to you to deserve this kind of treatment.
You married my dad, and I will never forgive you for that. You stole him away somehow and tricked him into marrying you. I just know it.
You're right about us getting married. That much we actually did. But there was no trickery involved at all. Not only that, but I've been trying so hard ever since then to get on your good side, and nothing has worked.
So what? You expected me to be grateful for you marrying him and raising me? You really must think the world revolves around you, don't you?
Of course I don't. What have I even said that would make you think that? All I'm trying to say right now is that I did the things that I did for you from a place of love, not obligation. But you can't just brush off all that I did for you, all the cooking and laundry and driving you places and picking you up. I did that all for you. You understand that, don't you?
Well, that just shows that you really do think everything is all about you. You really think that you deserve whatever you want all because you stole my dad away. But I just want you to know that there was never anything you could do to make me like you.
I see. Well, just know that it isn't going to be so easy to get rid of me. After all, your dad and I are still married. Tanya, I just wanted to ask about this thing that your father just told me. Do you really not want me to go to your wedding at all?
That's right. I told my dad that if he wanted to be there at my wedding, he would have to leave you at home.
But why? I know that you really don't like me at all. But are you really not even going to invite your own stepmother to your wedding? What kind of impression is that going to have on your guests? Or your husband's family?
Oh, I've already got that covered. You see, in your place, my real mom is going to be there for me.
Wait, what? What do you mean by that?
I mean that I invited my real mom, my biological mother, to my wedding instead of you.
Is this supposed to be some kind of joke or something? You really invited your mom to your wedding? What were you thinking?
Well, what other choice did I have if I wasn't going to have my fake mother, you, there? Besides, I know that my mom is going to give me much more for my wedding than you ever could, so I don't even need you there.
But have you even told your other relatives about this?
Of course I haven't. I wanted to surprise everyone there when my real mom walks through the door to greet me. So no one knows about this but you.
Tanya, I really think that this is a bad idea and that you should not be inviting your birth mother to the wedding. You have to stop this right now. I am serious.
You think that you can tell me what to do? This is my wedding, got it? How dare you even try to order me around? I can do whatever I want.
I'm not trying to order you around, Tanya. That isn't what the issue is. I just mean that inviting your mom is going to create a lot of problems for everyone. And it might really upset your husband's family, so I think that you should really talk to your family before going through with this.
You really think that anyone is going to have an issue with me inviting my real mom there? The only person who is going to be looking bad after all this is said and done is you. I just want to have a surprise for everyone there so they can enjoy my special day even more. I mean, just think of the shock on people's faces when my real mom shows up. Everyone is going to be so happy that they'll cry.
Well, I think you're at least half right on that last part. But I am telling you that this is not going to go how you think it will, and you're going to regret doing this.
And just why in the world should I listen to you? It's clear that you're just jealous my wedding is going to be even better than it was now that you're uninvited. So just shut up and let me do what I want.
But I just can't believe that not only did you uninvite me to your wedding, but that you actually invited your own mother.
Oh, that's not all. I told you that I did it so I could get a huge wedding present from my mom. And then everyone is going to be so happy that she's there that even Dad will want to leave you and get back with her. And then, when all that is done, I can finally get you out of my life once and for all.
You do know that your father and I are happily married, don't you?
Oh, please. I know how badly my dad wishes he could get back together with my mom. You were just a placeholder until he realized that. Although, I'm sure he would have realized it much faster if you were never even there to begin with.
I'm sorry, Tanya, but you really have no idea what you're talking about, and I am telling you that your father doesn't feel that way about your mom.
You're the one who doesn't know what you're talking about. You're just mad because I'll finally get rid of you and make my parents get back together. You're just mad because Dad is going to divorce you, and then you'll be all alone with no one to care about you at all. I can finally save my dad from the person who stole him away from my mom.
That's where you're wrong. Your father and I got married years after he divorced your mom.
But I know that you and Dad have been friends ever since you were both young, so this was probably all just a plan of yours.
We actually weren't that close. We just happened to be in the same grade and go to the same schools. I actually only met him after we had both graduated after he had gotten his divorce. But we didn't even start dating until years after that happened.
But that was all part of your plan. You were planting ideas in his head to get him to like you. Why else would he get married to a fatty like you? There's no way he would ever marry such an ugly girl unless someone was tricking him.
Okay, you really need to stop this, Tanya. You are insulting not only me, but your own dad right now. But I know that your dad is never going to leave me, no matter what you try.
You say that now, but let's just see who he chooses when he sees my mom show up at the wedding.
Tanya, I really shouldn't be the one to tell you this, but your mother is not a good person.
Oh, please. You think I give a damn about what you have to say about my real mom, you faker? I knew that it was a good idea to make sure you stayed away from my wedding. Hey there. I just wanted to double check that you knew it was my wedding and that you're not to come here. Because my real mom is going to be coming in your place. There's not even a seat for you if you did come.
Oh, trust me, now that I know your mom is coming, I don't want to be anywhere near there. I told your father that I had no problems with him going by himself.
And just what is that supposed to mean? You think that my wedding isn't going to be the best ever? There isn't going to be a dry eye in the whole room, let me tell you that. They'll see the bond between a mother and daughter, and how it's possible for us to come together after all this time apart.
There you go again, talking about your mom like that. I can assure you that things aren't going to go how you think they are.
Sounds like you're just a sore loser to me. But you should stay nearby after the wedding. I'm sure my dad will want to tell you as soon as possible that he wants a divorce.
Yeah, that would be awful, if it even had a chance of happening. But anyways, don't you worry. I've stopped thinking of you as my daughter anyways.
Well, that's just a huge relief at least. I'm glad you finally gave up that stupid fantasy. Now that I know you won't even think of me as family anymore, that's made my wedding all the much better. Hey, what the heck is going on here, huh? Tell me right now.
I don't get it. What would a fake mother like me know? Besides, aren't you still in the middle of your wedding?
I was until it burst into an all-out melee. Now just what is going on here?
Ah, I thought something like that might happen. Let me guess, your mom is fighting with all the other wives on your side of the family right now?
But how did you know all that? I tried asking Dad, but he wouldn't tell me. He just told me that this was what I was asking for. But I never wanted any of this. I don't even get how it's all come to this.
Well, I told your dad that you were inviting your real mom to this wedding. And even he figured that something would happen like this, but he wanted you to learn a lesson, so he didn't say anything.
A lesson? What kind of lesson? What does that mean?
I mean that he wanted you to see why he ended up divorcing your mom. You see, your mom has had several affairs with the men in this family.
Wait, what?
I'm not talking about something with just one person. I'm talking about so many husbands, some of them ex-husbands of your aunts. Of course, your dad had no idea about any of this until it all came to light at once. And as you can see, there is still plenty of bad blood when it comes to your mom. Things only started to settle down after she ran away and disappeared.
But this is the first that I'm hearing about any of this at all.
Well, of course, you were just a child, and we didn't want to tell you such a horrible truth about your mother.
But, I mean, I don't know what to say. How am I just hearing about all of these affairs now, though? No one said anything about any of this at our last family reunion.
Well, that's because we all agreed to just try and put that horrid woman behind us and forget about her. I suppose the plan even worked to an extent. Until you presented everyone with your little surprise today.
This is crazy. It was like everyone just had a switch flipped inside of them or something. The moment my mom walked in, everyone on my family side went silent instantly. It was so scary.
Well, I just feel bad for your husband's family. I'm sure they had high hopes for this event, too. And now it's all ruined thanks to someone they've never even met.
So many people have left already. I don't know what to do.
Do you think you can even finish having your wedding at this rate?
I have no idea. I'm supposed to be walking in there any second, and I'm just so scared of what I'll end up seeing.
You mean that you haven't even gotten married yet? You have to at least exchange your vows.
How am I supposed to get married when no one is even going to be paying attention to me? They'll all be way too focused on why my mom is there.
Well, I suppose it's far too late to cancel it all now. You might as well just finish it. But then again, what do I know? I'm just a faker, right?
I can't do this anymore. People are actually starting to get hurt. The ambulances have already arrived.
Oh, wow. That sounds like a real mess. And to think everyone probably went there so happy and excited.
But you don't get it. The person being taken away in the ambulance is someone from my fiancé's side. They tried to get in the middle of my aunts while they were fighting with my mom, and they ended up flying through the air.
Well, I'm sure that your fiancé can't be happy about that at all.
Of course not. He's furious and he's saying that this is all my fault. He's saying that I ruined the entire wedding.
Well, is your mom still there, causing a scene right now?
No. They finally managed to chase her out of the building. And now I'm just trying to apologize to all my aunts and the people on my fiancé's side. But nobody was even fighting until my mom threw the first punch. Before that, it was all just glares and trash talking.
Yeah, that sure does sound like your mom, all right.
Why did she even bother showing up if she knew something like this would happen? All she did was ruin my wedding.
Well, that's just the kind of person that she is, if I can be honest, but what else would you expect from someone who sleeps with family members?
Mary, please, you have to get over here right now.
You want me at your wedding? But whatever for? I thought that I wasn't invited, remember?
I know what I said, but I changed my mind. I need some kind of mom here.
But you said I was nothing but a fake, remember? You even said that if I did show up, that there wouldn't even be a place for me to sit.
I know, but just forget about all that. That was then and this is now. Please, I need you here to make my fiancé's family happy. They are all so mad at me right now. I need you to get over here and change their mind about walking away from the wedding.
I see. So you insult me, call me a fake mother, and uninvite me from your wedding. But now that you need me to do something for you, you want me there? Well, I'm sorry, but I already told you that I don't think of you as my daughter at all. And if I can be honest, you've always been just like your mother.
That isn't true! How can you even say something like that? I'm nothing like that horrible monster.
No, you are. It's not just your face or looks either. It's your terrible personality and the awful way you treat people.
Stop it! It isn't true. I'm not like that woman at all. Why didn't either of you tell me that my real mom was like this? Why didn't my dad ever say anything to me either?
Well, because you wouldn't have listened at all, would you? You were always so quick to play the fake mom, real mom card when we got into fights. Would you have even listened if we had told you that your mother was the way she was?
I mean, there have got to be times when she was a good, nice person, right? I guess I just assumed that she was that kind of person since I never had a chance to meet her. But I never imagined that she was like this.
Well, I hope you realize now why we tried to hide the truth from you like we did. Besides, that isn't the first time that you've met her.
I know, but those times I was only meeting her for lunch. She seemed so nice and normal to me then.
Well, I guess that just goes to show you don't know someone at all after just a few hours with them, but then again, I wouldn't be surprised if she was just putting on an act for you.
What are you talking about? You mean that you think she was just lying to me? Do you think she would really do that to her own daughter?
Of course I do. Do you not realize that your birth mother is a terrible woman by now? I have tried to tell you over and over again that you should keep your distance from her. And when you told me that you were inviting her to your wedding, I wanted you to talk to your relatives about why they might not be happy to have her there. Are you telling me that you're still holding out hope for your mom by this point?
I don't know. I thought that she was going to be different. I figured that something must have happened to make her and my dad get a divorce. But how in the world was I ever supposed to guess that it was something like this? Even if I had some reservations about inviting her, I thought she would have at least known to behave herself at her own daughter's wedding.
Well, it sounds to me like you were just blind to the people around you who cared and worried for you. You should know that your dad and I are beyond disappointed in you right now. You've been nothing but rude, ungrateful, and insulting. Not only to me, but to your dad as well. And now that you've gone and done this, your father has half a mind to disown you entirely.
Wait, no, please. You can't do that to me. I'm so sorry for all the horrible things that I've said in the past. Just, please come to my wedding right now. You can pretend to be my mom just for today, right? I won't ever ask you for anything ever again if you just show up at my wedding. I promise.
Tanya, you had your chance to include me in your wedding plans. I would have been happy to be needed this much on your wedding day, in fact. But now that things have gone the way that they have, I don't want anything to do with you ever again. And I certainly won't be going to that sad excuse for a wedding that you're holding right now. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if the only person being served divorce papers after your wedding was you. In the end, the wedding somehow managed to continue all the way until the end. Although when it came to the saying, "I do," Tanya's fiancé just couldn't take the chaos any longer and left her waiting at the altar. I still just can't believe that she actually invited her birth mother to her wedding. Of course, I'm sure it didn't help the wedding at all that apparently Tanya's mom even tried flirting with the bridegroom before she realized who he was. Lucky for him, I heard that it didn't take him much longer to find another woman. As for Tanya, she dragged her mother back home, kicking and screaming, and I heard the two of them got into a huge fight. I'm not really sure about what happened next, but I heard that after neighbors reported screaming and plates breaking and loud thuds, that the police eventually showed up and took both of them away. Now her mom can't walk without using a cane. Honestly, I'm not sure who I feel worse for. Either way, Tanya's mother sued her for the injuries, while Tanya attempted to sue her mom for ruining her wedding. My husband and I took this as our chance to cut off Tanya entirely and cut her out of our lives. After that, we took our savings and bought a house out in the country like we had talked about doing when we had retired and Tanya had moved out. We have some crops that we grow, a coop full of happy chickens, and a nice, quiet bit of land away from the craziness of the city. Now we live happy, quiet lives far away from crazy daughters and ex-wives. I thought it was going to be hard adjusting to an empty nest, but things have never ever been better for my husband and I.